2011, we have run mainly thanks to the shop, who has get some revenue to pay all the stuff. It was not enough really to develop the project.
Pure Lotus, which is extremely expensive.
Cotton,
50% Lotus, 37% cotton.
and the very artisanal one is very long process. This is the different fruit, leaf or wood that we find in the countryside.
Hey, it's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have prepared for you 3 different workshops, and all of you will do the 3.
Comme ça,
Oui.
Good. It's traditional American. That is traditional American.
People, 500 employees or 10,000, it's a big gap. So what is your ambition?
what do you bring on the table?
Okay. From the other side,
The beauty of the Lotus can be something that we can work on.
The value of the spiritual aspect.
So actually many people can come over there and try to copy within Asia. It can go very fast. We can also twist different fibers together in order to get one thread.
Parce que ce qui dérange au premier avis à tout le monde, c'est un petit peu la
Le côté reste, d'accord.
Each brand, each house, each item have their own management culture, built through history and built.
maybe present yourself because they don't know all of you.
We are from Kering. We are delighted to stand with you.
You've come here to tackle a social business case. And the 2 elements, social and business, are as important.
Well, I'm coming from a very commercially and goals-oriented business, and basically falling off a chat into a social business, that was a big change for me. So at least it took me 1 day to get into social business. But once you really understand the case and you really understand what it's all about, I have to say it was a fun week. But not only fun, but very demanding, very exhausting.
Why social business and why this type of social business?
Okay, I was working in a telecom company as an engineer. I'm selling millions of minutes. Every day I have to sell more minutes. And after discovering Cambodia, I wanted to give a sense to my life.
Integrated full process. You wanted to control weaving, dyeing, pattern making, dressmaking. Why? Why did you want to do everything?
Because at the beginning the objective is to create high quality clothing, so the finished product. So in order to provide the finished product, we want to be able to trace all the process.
The thread is not the end of the contract, the thread is that you have just one thread.
You see it as a thread. I'm not sure it's a thread, maybe it's an opportunity.
Alors, yes.
How much of interest is there in this fabric?
Hand designing and shaping the jacket, or
We sell only the fabric. Tang is eco fiber. This is fabric, clothing. They are going to make a material.
Separate things.
Yes.
Separate.
At the end of each part, this is the key questions I want to ask you. So those questions should be more or less also the guidelines of the way of working and thinking. Meet 2 people, but the most important person we'll meet is Ampor, this French Cambodian lady.
Children involved in sex trades, in human trafficking, victim of violence, of domestic violence. Then it's a really, really large target group. Then this is really what we want to do, is to protect globally all children, not only the ones who are marginalized, but really all of them.
The different people, the different organizations we've met is the common theme of resilience, and where imagination is really brought into play to deal with many, many challenges. The sense of leadership that I've seen this week, and each person is there is a sense of pragmatic optimism in approaching all of their problems.
We have the 6 tata gauge we use mainly for the clothes, which is the fit, which is a stronger silk. And we use the raw silk, which is But we do also some handbag, dye, or different kind of small production. This is the natural color of the different fibers that we have used at the first time.
And originally they gave me a normal room, but because we
Very beautiful.
So they more meaty.
That's good for my kids. That's
Yeah.
really, I will tell them I
That's great
killed
for
it.
my wife.
Great.
Can I eat it?
Tarantula. Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
yeah.
eat it?
Yes, go
We have to fry. We have to fry them.
And of course we have some other customers as well, among which electric, Tom's we work for, a lot of smaller customers, but Luxottica is, you can see from the brands, our key customer. It's privately owned still. Mr. Piet Holten, a Dutch guy, is owning the company. So what we do, already since 2005, we produce microfiber products that you see here, bags and clothes.
They called us and they said we cannot come back because the baby is small, I'm still breastfeeding and it's difficult, I don't want to leave her at home.
I think a key learning moment for me was really a key reminder that where we live and what we do day to day, depending on our different circumstances, is so different. And the needs that people have around the world are so different. And for me, it was a great opportunity to experience a new culture and a new way of thinking with regards to corporate social responsibility initiatives. And I've just been amazed with the amount of activity and infrastructure and investment that is going into an area like Cambodia here.
We are the first year.
Or whoever he has, easier, because otherwise he's all over the place.
And make a timeline is the guideline.
Can I say why I do not agree with it? Because
Each plant to become coach and trainer and then coach. Sure, of course.
this he can continue with these two artisan just whatever.
Of the very expensive.
But here's a question. But the whole scenario changes if that could make it easier to produce less.
Exactly.
Like a textile engineer,
Yeah.
something like that.
Textile engineer. Lotus blend fabrics. Then he also needs to analyze the lotus fiber.
Open design. Provide more content, include the Scarf e-commerce.
Je pense qu'il faut qu'on ait une approche beaucoup plus exclusive directement.
I want to have the stamp for free.
We need to be sure that it works.
But this is the best.
Instead of them 8 people.
Yeah, correct.
Olivier.
The quality of the twisting then you have done, but this is not added value for the process. You can buy textile anywhere, everywhere. One. With twisting machine, with weaving, and with dyeing. We think that we can reduce about 30% of the needed time for the spinning just by avoiding cutting by hand the stems before breaking.
With business and manufacturing experience. Because, yeah.
Federico, would you like to introduce?
Yeah, the idea is that we have to buy the field, but not to manage directly the field, but to give the field to
A farmer, and we don't pay the stem, and he gives us the stem clean and productive.
We were thinking about producing 100% of Lotus fiber.
The match, the material, the stems, that we have to proceed 24 hours after the harvest.
Yeah, they want a textile engineer focused on different
materials cost reduction 70%, the fabric process 35%.
Yeah.
And I guess the finance people have already made the calculations. It's a trade, it's not free.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a deal. Any question for production, okay? No? Okay, what are your inputs?
What is a sustainable fabric market today? So keeping the silk business during the transition phase, like the strategy guys said as well.
So it has to have at least 20% Lotus.
Depending on the size of your weaving machine. And then you buy a yard of this width.
What she understands to be is $20 is the max where he has a commercial viability.
Yes.
10 times the production today, and I suppose that.
When we get back to it, let's listen to everyone and then.
So the idea is to include a message which would be the most spiritual fabric in the world. So that will create the image of my B2B business.
Luxury brands,
Celebrities.
of course the ones who are inclined to work with sustainable products.
It's eco and social. It is in our brand DNA. That's perfect.
It's much easier if we approach the chief of sustainability of each brand.
Yeah.
But this is the key, and this is the key also to see what kind of price is workable, is financially sustainable.
Tomorrow afternoon we'll really be able to start consolidating everything, and Friday morning we'll solidify the presentation themselves. Eddie from
Good evening.
Tokyo.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Salabai. Welcome. Hello. So this is our private dinner. So it's wonderful for the students to learn and to see a new setup and, you know, something different than the usual training. All the team is Khmer. This is a French program called Agir pour le Cambodge. We are 3 French volunteers to run this program with our staff. Each student costs around $2,700 US per year. So they created this lovely school in 2002, and since then we train every year 100 students, so it's a 1-year training program. We have 70% of girls, 30% of boys. Girls are always more vulnerable, less access to education, so it's really a priority to train women. And they also learn how to manage a budget. They are in charge of recruiting the students, the future students, and also for the placement program. We start to place our students in August.
They check if they are really poor. But Salabai is so attractive program that they can attract also if they are really into the threshold of around $4 per day and so on. So this is a real social assessment about poverty and about also the impact on the family.
Bonjour, nice to meet you.
Bonjour.
So, the laqueterie. So we have 6 families collect the lacquer all the day during the rain season. In Japan, they want to buy our sap, and also in Thailand, because in Thailand they protect the forest. That is the precious tree. So
one of the most precious trees. So it's illegal to
cut them. Akeju. So the problem they cut a lot the laqueterie. The women we have here we have 8 women, 8 men. We have 10 people come from Kosat Mayo. So we work with the deaf people.
Deaf and mute.
Deaf and mute.
What has been striking me is these people with big smiles, nice faces, and more than anything, their willingness to overcome their difficulties to progress and to succeed.
Okay, you will never have customers from my hotels if you don't give me a big commitment. So it's a big problem, the best one.
Well, the biggest takeaway from this week for me, from a sourcing perspective, is to go and see a different side of Cambodia that I don't see from the business, the regular business, and how much this country has to do to continue to grow in the future.
They're just the happiest people. Like, I think it's one of my most favorite countries I've ever been to. Everybody smiles. Branding it with his name.
Yeah.
By Samatoa.
Using different kind of customers to
use.
I would protect that
I'm
name.
sort of saying if you use anything from the Lotus, the supply chain. Yeah.
And you want that to be valued. That's your value. That
Yeah.
name is the value.
I think you're totally right.
Ribbon, twisted, and then something to set up.
Twisted we have
30,000.
this is including also electricity.
You have a symbolic value. So Buddha makes them different than
Yes, that's
Yes.
If we do 88.
Here we go.
There we go.
Very good. So
Why
we are
not?
close to the 90.
That's very lucky number, exactly.
Very lucky. We forecast a 90% wholesale business.
Yeah, for sure.
You solidify the previous days brainstorming and key takings. Try now to sum up between 5 to 10 slides for each group on your key takings.
Maybe we can put these down here and then put the real questions underneath.
Okay, what is unique selling proposition of you?
Yes. And it also goes hand in hand with what is the competition around me.
It's not that you pick up the phone, you call the brand, and they're going to pick up.
No, that's fine. That's why we call it the second step.
Where is the quantity of stamps in kilo?
The question I've got now, in order to make a schedule.
NGO will take about like a fully dedicated NGO is about like a week.
80 hectares, il produit 64 tonnes par an.
80 hectares, c'est... Ah oui, avec le gâteau de Batambo.
We don't really buy the stem, and we don't control really the number of hectares that we work with. But in Batamang, what I'm sure is that when we had a 30 spinner, we need 30 hectares.
For our project means 35.
Because what I'm telling you is...
Il n'y a pas de risque avec l'allocation?
Non.
D'inflation, du loyer, des choses comme
No,
ça?
no.
So bestseller is a dress.
Really sharp enough. Maybe it's
That make it easy to sell, yeah.
Thank you.
Where we have the twisting, the weaving, and the dyeing. All the other one, it's about 9 months.
You can cut the labor cost about by the 50%.
We learned something from last night, that they take 6 months to identify the student. Yeah, in the back office, we target 6 people.
That has to happen. The first thing is to really understand what is the market for this.
But we have to look at the truth, which is, we went this morning, and I think all of us were affected by what we saw this morning. Now, when all of us look at his fabric today, his finished goods, we can't, in all truth, say that they're the same.
He has to, get more competitive and do some improvements on the hand and feel the product. DT lacks mastery for you?
Yes.
That's not a...
Yes. There is a lot of time and investment to that particular finishing of the fabric.
Bear that in mind. HR, production, and marketing communication. Very easy, but I love this.
You need to add Lotus to Samatoa. Try to explain maybe with him a 2 years contract, knowing that he's going to warranty as well more quantities and deliveries. Perception is that the product is really better than L'Europiana. So maybe it has to be improved again.
I like your proposals as well, they're wrong and on point.
Currently, I said to you, roll this in the end.
Roll out, exactly.
I tried the scarf. It's half cashmere, half Lotus, and it was just below 2,000 euros.
We fixed more or less the production part, HR, marketing and sales. We need to still have a discussion for the product part, and where we don't pay the raw materials because we have a deal with the farmers where they can use the flowers and they can get the stem for free.
Pure Lotus could be sold higher, but then mixed fabric could be sold at a lower price. To reach that, we need an initial investment, which is not so high, but still quite important, of 54,000. The company is profitable.
It's profitable the first year.
First year.
For a startup.
The team, which has been a great team working with, and how all of us get together and how much we learn from each other.
It really has brought the team together. These diverse set of personalities really blended and came together as one team. And I take away a lot of insight and knowledge from the time I've spent with my team members.
To invest some budget into travel and participation. What are the benefits of the fabric, if any?
thinks that those have to do there, but he doesn't.
That's it. Yeah, okay.
How to be trained on the process and be professional with this industry.
And with our solution, we can reduce to zero. So raw material is zero. Another way to cut the cost is to make to buy some machine.
Partner with NGO, identify what will be the right family for us to invest. I think we need to give him a management team.
Doing Spain, the other one already. We again double production from previous year of Lotus, of zinc, and also of copper.
A list of priorities and then what is must have from the beginning, what is nice to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I suggest not to rush the decision.
Okay, so I suggest to have HR and admin executive.
So the key point is probably by implement and secure the production, because the productive explained is absolutely critical.
Lotus alone, without mixing it with other fibers or without silk, didn't provide the range we needed.
So it just grew and grew and grew, starting with the drawing and painting. But as any of you, if you have children, know, sometimes children don't sit still very long. So they started to introduce more active art forms like theater, dance, music, and finally the circus. So today over 1,200 students get free education there. And it's their choice whether they go into academic, artistic, or both. So they do come from a variety of backgrounds, but often from exceptionally difficult backgrounds. And some just come from exceptionally poor families, some have been trafficked, abused, domestic violence. And the concept behind the school is to use art for healing.
How many people do you employ?
In Siem Reap, not including the artists, there's about 50 total.
And including others?
And that would, well, because that fluctuates, so it depends.
To be like them, to go on stage, to tell the people how good I am and to make them smile. So, and then not come back, but there will be around. And you.
I guess that per group, the 3 people each group will come and present, but you have to decide inside which group who does what, okay? And who will present, and you two will present the first slide? 3 or 4. Okay, good. Actually, I can tell you when we have reached today, I feel a highly consistent plan.
Key messages that we want to really talk about. Well, first of all, production. Key points on one slide are prepare, true, solidify, amplify. That's what we talked already about this week. Right now we have the feeling that
just condenses it down into, we're here now, we've got, and our commitment as a group, and I think as an organization, is to help you get there within these first 18 months.
Point of view from the team in whole is that the fabric is good, but we think it can be significantly improved. Hand feel is very, very important in the luxury market. When you reduce your total offering, your revenue goes up.
And we believe that we need to do much more homework to understand what is it, where are they, what are they doing, to whom they sell. But that's an investment which is now in the next 12 months necessary for you. You need the assistance of textile designers to get your range to the right level.
You won't address the mission and vision if you don't do that.
Yes.
And the key here is you're focusing on their expertise in product, what they're making. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You're taking their expertise with your expertise in great product, right? But I think at the end of the day, like, we think that there's improvement in the actual textile that's coming out.
You could, with this model, get the stems for free.
on va rentrer chez nous avec la tête pleine de souvenirs, pleine de questions qui vont nous poursuivre, je pense, tout au long de notre vie durant. Et rien que pour ça, c'est une expérience qui est juste incroyable.
Something that impressed me is that in only 1 week we can know deeply a new business, that one of Samatoa, and we can at the end we can also give to the owner a very good project that I hope can help him to help many other people.
We have been thinking about 50%.
Very much engaged with the projects, and we really put our knowledge and put our experience into that projects. And I find that it's very useful for me, and I may come back again. And then we will have NGO help you to continuously monitor their performance. Identify the right recruitment channels, because to plan for the 400 people.
Not only in Asia, but all around the world.
This is basically the major challenge. It's when you need to make the right mix between the values, between the message, between the dedication that you have, and the business that you need to create in order to fulfill those values and in order to fulfill those ambitions.
It needs to stick to this brand universe that is aspirational in order to transfer it into work. And it needs to be very, very well structured.
I'm very, very proud to be part of this LDP8. It has been an amazing week. It has been amazing, actually, in terms of amount of things we learned, the impressions we had from all those social workers, and I hope that our week is going to make sense for them as well, that our help is going to help improve the business and accelerate at least our project.
Giving them a commission, it's normal nowadays, and they have all the contacts, and they it's going to be much more efficient and much quicker.
It was an amazing experience to be here and to see that in reality you can live with less. All of us can do that, and then you can also you see the people. I met so many entrepreneurs that are here to help others, and it's very important. It's a message also for us to, when we go back work, and then to understand what is really important. Step by step, we're going to develop the fabric, we're going to develop the tools. You know, that's important how you have to reorganize that part.
First, I really enjoy to work with my partner because we're really a good team. Regarding the project Samatoa, it was really exciting as well to see a guy starting with a very great idea and moving to a project, a business project where potentially it can be one of the most successful company in the future.
What has been striking me is these people with big smiles, nice faces, and more than anything, their willingness to overcome their difficulties to progress and to succeed at the end of the day. To me, this is really more than social business, entrepreneurship. This is just life.
You cannot rely only on Lotus, but Lotus has to be embedded in all the products.
From arriving to Cambodia not knowing anything, and 6 days later to be able to deliver and present to Awen de Laval, the founder of Samatoa, a highly consistent, highly ambitious strategic plan, business plan, is an enormous achievement. And this achievement has been possible due to the incredible commitment, motivation of our LDP8 participants.